the music which is made by words. Rhythm is when the arrangement of words creates a pattern or a beat when it's read out loud. Picture books are created to be read out loud. They have to sound right, and this is especially true of rhyming picture books. Try out different rhyming patterns. Read poetry and rhyming books and note the different rhyming patterns. Train your ear to hear the different rhyming patterns. Once you've got that pattern, you write in your story and you've got that pattern established with your first verse, you need to carry it on with your other verses and use that pattern as a template for the other verses. If I like a certain rhyme or rhythm or pattern, I do often try to duplicate it in my own original works. Hester's blister rhyme rhythm emerged from my love of Margaret Mayhew's wonderful children's story, Bubble Trouble, her picture book. And it started off, little Mabel blew a bubble and it caused a lot of trouble. And that just stuck in my mind. And from that came, ouch, said Hester Lister, for she had a nasty blister. So from looking at other rhyming picture books, you can get ideas of your own as to different rhythms. I thought we'd look at a limerick, because a limerick is a funny little poem containing just 5 lines, and it's got a very, very distinctive rhythm and rhyme pattern. So there was an old man from Peru. The beat to that goes da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum. A, who dreamed he was eating a shoe, same rhythm, da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum. And then rhythm B, he awoke in the night, da-dum, da-da-dum, with a terrible fright, B again, da-dum, da-da-dum, then back to A, and found out that it was quite true, da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum. So it really is a beat, it's almost musical, and it's the way that you put rhyme and rhythm together. Once you have read your story, it's really, really important to read it out loud. To read it out loud to yourself to start with, to read it out loud to get your family to read it out to you, to get as many people as you can to read it out loud. Because the way that you hear it in your own mind when you write it is not necessarily the way other people hear it. And so when they are reading it out, if they come along different blips that come up, you know that those are the areas that you have to concentrate on to smooth over and make sure that they are right. You have to get the rhythm exactly right. Picture books are usually between 500 and 900 words. Publishers are not interested in long manuscripts for picture books, so make every single word count if you're writing a rhyming picture book. Rhyming stories must contain only those words necessary, and you shouldn't get bogged down on description, because that is the illustrator's job. You don't have to do that.